Hey Lux Deco, I'm Charu Gandhi. I'm the founder of Elicyon, and I'm really excited to welcome you today to our brand new apartment at the OWO Raffles Residences. The inspiration for this project comes from a range of topics. Everything from the architecture of the building, is an Edwardian building, and then this incredible history, it's the Old War Office. There was, in fact, we discovered a really amazing legacy where messages during the war were passed through an internal concealed pipe system where you'd roll up paper with the message and you'd pass it through the system. That reference, as you'll see, come through where we build a lot of art which is on paper rather than photographic art or art on canvas. There is a really lovely reference to the Far East. I spent my early years in Singapore, and what that led to was a sort of natural development of a project which feels like it's an English home, but of someone who travels, who loves the world, but brings it all back to this very British home. It is in the heart of London, and I think this feeling that we wanted to create was of a place that's quite quiet, quite calm, and bringing in lots of references to the natural world. So we're now in the living room. We have lots of pieces that are vintage inspired but brought into the contemporary setting. So the chandelier is a reimagined 1940s piece that I really love. We have this wonderful upholstered coffee table in a pinstripe, reference to Winston Churchill. He used to love his pinstripe suit. And then we have this sweet little piece of art of a lion, and that's a reference to the heritage. So Churchill's middle name was Leonard, and his mom called him Leo. Remember when I introduced the project, I talked about paper and art. So you see here kind of paper artwork, and then connecting with that natural reference. So you've got shells in this collection, and then in that collection you have architectural drawings, but with a natural reference. So it's a very interesting mix of bringing those different themes that inspired us into the space. So we're now in the dining space, which is connected and adjoining to the living space. We have used the same chandelier, so it's a repeat. I love doing that. I think repeat is not a negative in a property. It creates a sequence and a harmony and connects spaces. But of course, you don't repeat everything, but certain signifiers and sort of indicators telling you there's a connection. The centerpiece in this space, of course, is this amazing kilim, which is a rug. And it's a Suzani Afghan kilim, hand-woven, hand-knotted with natural dyes. We sourced it, and we actually then turned it into an artwork. So we added the loops on the top, and we added this very British hanging rail, which I think is beautifully finished, and it sort of looks like it belongs there. We're now in the principal bedroom, and there's great opportunity here because we had this wonderful scale to play with. One of the standout pieces in this room is this four-poster bed. It's a bespoke piece that we commissioned by a British maker, and the frame and the sort of proportion of the bed makes reference to the architectural legacy of the OWO, and finished with these polished brass tops, which I think is quite fun and brings a sort of nice contemporary edge to it. I really like how we've created a fabric framing to the back of the bed. It's a sort of soft interpretation of a headboard. It's not all around the bed, which I think is too formal and maybe too traditional, especially if the bedroom's quite large. It's nice to sort of bring the bed in a bit. This wall has some really nice pieces on it. We've got a reimagined tapestry, and what I really like about the tapestry is the view, the sort of long view to a landscape. I think that's quite nice to look at in an urban setting, to bring you a little bit inwards and the sense of a sanctuary and a cocoon. What I hope we create in this space, or in the spaces through this apartment, is a feeling that you are glimpsing into a home and catching it in a moment of time. This isn't the end of the journey for this property. You're seeing it at a particular instant in its evolution, and it'll continue to evolve as the person who occupies it adds more pieces, adds more objects from their travels. But we have the sort of privilege of marking it at this moment in time. Thank you, Lux Deco. I hope you've enjoyed Behind the Design at the OWO Raffles Residences by Elicyon.